Hello, my name is Phil Conway with Rose & Associates based in Houston, here to introduce you to the next video related to our new prospect assessment tool, RoseRA. So the corporate configuration tool enables a company to embed their own settings and best practices for their company. Let's have a look at some of the optionality that this supports. Under General, we can see that they can select the expanded view of the input distributions. This enables easy reality checking for each of those shown percentiles. They can also control the clipping style, whether it's spiking or resampling, and how you can clip the data either on a percentile basis or a numerical basis or both. Will you enable the correlations for the allowed variables or do not allow any correlations, the fixed seed, so you can reproduce the results, and such that you can set the P10 as the larger or smaller value. We also allow a company to set which distributions are allowed for each of the parameters. So if we look at the rock volume and the estimating method of area, gross rock volume versus depth, and we go to productive area, we can see that these are the two available distributions to the user for inputting the productive area. If we go to net to gross ratio, we can see that we have different distributions. Let's add a distribution. And let's add the beta pert and click add item. And now on net to gross ratio, we have that beta pert available to the user. If we go back to productive area, we can see that we have not enabled that distribution for any of the other input parameters. On correlations, we have a global setting on allowing or disallowing by area in the program. So if I click that, they're all enabled. I click it off, they're disabled. We can also set a default R value, which can be locked down or disabled so the user can input their own. And these are available for correlations that we see in nature. There's not free-form correlation between any input parameters, only those that we will consider to be reasonable. On the text settings, we can see that for different entity types, we can control what are the drop-down lists available. So if we go to country, we can see the list of countries. If we see the country that we're working is missing, we can easily add an item. We can also delete items such that a user doesn't have to scroll through a long drop-down list to select the one that they want. We can also set our own chance components and subcomponents. So in this particular model, I have a default recommended, but it's very easy just to change any of these components and additional components or remove them or go for a simpler model. So those are the main settings that a company can control in RoseRA. When you've finished, you hit the save button, exit out of the program, and now I can return to RoseRA and we can see that those settings have been implemented in the tool. So RoseRA is launching, so let's show one of our prospects. And for those of you that have not yet seen the introductory video, that probably would be a good place to start. So we're going to skip over a lot of the concepts that we talked about in the introductory video, just to look at see how these settings have been applied. But if we go to our rock volume page, it takes a second to load the 5 zones into a single panel. And we scroll down. We can see that for our net to gross ratio, we now have the beta pert distribution that we can input the values for. We can also see that this is an expanded distribution where we're showing the minimum, the P99, the P90, the P50, the mean, the P10, the P1, and the maximum. And we can see that we have not preset these correlations, but they are available to the user should they want to add any. So in this particular case, we could add a correlation between net to gross and gross thickness, set that to +7 and commit that. And now we can see the green check mark to show that that distribution is enabled and that we have set a correlation between net to gross and gross interval thickness. That concludes showing how the corporate configuration tool can implement the settings of your company, and that the consistent evaluation between the different team members can be achieved in RoseRA. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you do have any questions, please contact myself, Phil Conway, at rosasoap.com, David Cook, rosasoap.com. David is a partner and a software manager, or you can reach us on our website at the address there shown on the screen. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to showing you more about RoseRA in the next video.